to tell everybody that your little spiel about your recording this session and everything. We have new faces, sir.
You talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I just start chill. Relax.
I
I'm a professional. I got this.
Yeah, you're a professional. Okay.
Well,
Chill.
semi-professional.
For
Hold on.
sure.
I gotta
I
stop. I
don't
gotta stop
believe that.
laughing so I can do my spiel. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
All right.
Okay,
Go.
professional. We got this.
Got this.
All right,
Please tell me
everybody.
we already started, because if this isn't in the video, it's just sad.
Well, you know what? Actually, I could just leave that in the video. I could. That could be the intro right there.
You you should.
Perfect.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave that in the video. That's the intro. Yeah, we're good. I'm
I
with
mean, I think you get more if you leave Huday's picture in the intro with him biting his finger.
that might be a little too rated R. Okay. Well, apparently episode 4 is where everything goes off the rails. So here we go. All right. Yeah, I'm here with EXE. Yeah. Do you guys want to give an intro, or do you just want to get started? I'm pretty sure everybody knows you by now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows us by now, but just in case, I'm Neva. We do this session every week just to have some fun, hang out with everybody, and try to get some people some knowledge of the game. We hope y'all enjoy watching this video, and let's kick this thing off. All right, so first things first, who's got some questions for us today? Are we looking at an art right now, or what's going on?
Open your eyes, computer.
Huday's got his up right
Alright,
now.
I'm gonna pull
All
up
right, pulling it up.
his stream then.
Click on the gear. No, cunt,
All
you
right.
come on, there's no fucking that gear.
What?
You fucking retarded sausage.
You want me to go to my gear? All right. You want me to go to my commander? Is that what you want me
Come
to go
on.
to?
All right, so we got a king. Okay, so we got a king. We got a sweet pin set ready to roll. Needs some leveling.
So I have this pin set.
Mm-hmm.
It is at 100% pin. I also have this, which is at 92.6% pin, and I am told I need to switch to 100% sweet pin. So I don't like getting rid of stuff, but I was told that I should probably eat some of my gear to get my sweep in up.
In all honesty, I'm gonna be honest. So with the way the meta's changed and everything like that, we have a lot of the tie-in gear that doesn't run any RWE in it whatsoever. So unless you're switching to RWE Awakening, you have an opportunity there with sweep in to actually still hit them hard enough to kill them while taking 0 damage and everything, or little damage. So there's a very strong benefit over the old traditional sets with King, for sure. So that sweep in set would probably be the route you want to start pushing. Now you do got some gear that you may not want to eat, but we'll look in there and see which we can get taken care of and get out of there for you and get you into that nice sweep in set, because it is really effective, brother. And that's one thing that it also gives the ability with sweeping to not have to always have first strike. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily always have to have first strike when you're going up against something, because if they're not working RWE, even if they're hitting you, they're not going to do any damage, right? So there's great effects to that actually help you out, and you can march a little bit bigger. You can kill more than just your traditional one slot busking. So there's a lot of stronger benefits to having a sweep in set leveled up. I personally feel like. Wouldn't you agree, Bane?
He lost Bane.
Well, I'm sorry.
Dane has
I'm
been lost.
driving. I'm driving, and I'm kind of busy today, so my responses will be sporadic. But yeah, sweep pen has more utility in general. It doesn't hit as hard though. You do have to keep in mind that like your regular pen set has higher base attack, so that's a consideration. But like overall utility, sweep pen is definitely better.
Yeah. And what you would do at that point, if you go messing with your sweep in, you would just gem like a definitely gem into for attack and everything like I did. obviously no accuracy. But I did HP and attack on all my gems and everything like that besides the penetration gem I had. So you're definitely with the sweep in, the one thing you got to take into account, you do need to have higher level gear. Like the headpiece one has to be 50 to be effective. So either you 50 it or you're going to have to throw in some good 3% pin gems to get your pin to 100%.
That's what she said.
All right, so let's take a look at all the gear you have available real quick. Okay.
So equipment.
I love seeing a king main. I used to be a king main. That was fun. So here's the bad thing with the available gear that you have. How many bots do you have?
What's up, guys?
Hello. Okay. All right. So with the amount of bots that you have and the available gear that you have right now, Huday, I personally wouldn't suggest eating any of that because you got some premium gear there. And the thing is, you won't be able to push it to the levels needed to get where you need either way. You know what I'm saying? Like you might max get a 45. I mean, you might max get 45 headpiece, maybe 46. But in all honesty, it's you really want it 50. That way you don't have to sacrifice a lot of stats, a lot of attack stats for pin gems. You know what I'm saying? But you can still do the pin gems. You're just gonna lose a lot of. You're gonna lose a lot of your base attack.
So you keep the gear that I have on King, and then just keep working on my pin.
That's unfortunately, unless you plan on eating your entire king set currently, which I know that'd be a tough call for you to do. Unfortunately, I think that's the only choice you really have, bro. I mean, you can eat that attack set, yeah. I mean, that'll get you some levels up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you really want that headpiece to be to 50, and if not, then you're going to have to sacrifice the slots for gem stat. I mean, for penetration,
Okay.
and that's the shitty part. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you only have yours 2 stone anyway. Your gear set 2 stone on your sweet pin. So technically, you just need to get more stones.
Yeah.
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 So my assessment as of right now, and this is just being straight real with you and everything, I would keep it like it is until you're able to get a little bit more bots or build you up with good bot farming, like get you some good bot farming going and build you up a nice little army of the lower level bots. And then you can start grinding out gear to get to what you need to and work on the pin set, sweep pin set in the background. I don't like suggesting that because I know today's meta requires a sweep pin to really be effective. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I mean, you still can hit. You still can destroy. You know what I'm saying? You can still kill things. You just have to focus on things that you want to avoid, like things with canes and stuff like that. Now, do you have talents unlocked yet, Huday? Okay, good shit. I like that. 4. Okay, keep going.
No,
Power
but
of
you still
infantry,
want
nice.
to actually in place walking.
So what? Here's.
Just the one I said the talents actually in place for a king.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are in place for a king. So I'm assuming that you run um, airship nemesis, power of infantry, and purifying barrage on them. Correct?
Yeah.
Good shit. So that is definitely that's definitely the right way on the talent go and everything. See, when you start getting into that sweep in set and you start realizing its abilities, it's not just going to be like a thing that's going to take damage, take hits and kill shit. Like it has a couple of different abilities that are mixed in with specific gem sets that actually can shut some things down, and purifying barrage actually helps out. So when I used to run the sweeping king against Reinhardt's, actually, I was able to destroy him with probably 25 per slot because of how it's set up. You know what I'm saying? Because of the talents and the gems, the way it was set up and everything like that. So it made it really cool to actually kill some T1 and T2 Reinhardts with a king. That's not supposed to normally happen. Now, of course, that changed and everything. That's the reason why I moved off of king myself, because the matchups changed too much for king. But that's just what I did,
Okay.
Yeah. So I would definitely work on your sweep in and set in the background. Make that your primary focus push. You don't need any more levels technically on what you got now. So make your primary focus push your sweep in set. First things first, you want to boost one of the headpiece. You want to work on boosting the headpiece up to 50, but you can get it to 45 first, but you need at least one of the weapons to be 45 too. So boost your rose up to 45. Boost, that's going to give you some benefit. I know Baines that likes to say that boost the weapons first because that, and then the headpiece. But
It
I guess you're right
depends.
on that. Yeah.
For sweep pen, anything with pen, kind of have to boost the weapons first. If you're running form a lot, then you boost the weapons first because they're all 4% base pen. But since you're not, boost the helm first.
There you go then. That's what I would do in your situation. Yeah.
You don't have to have all
questions
50. You don't have to have all 50 to get 200% pen with sweep pen if you boost both weapons to 45 and then take your helm to like 47. You need one 3% gem is all you would need. That's how I got full pen with Ruthless. Is my gear's all 45. And I did like 47, 45, 44, I think it wasn't enough. For eventually, you should have one pen gem anyway. So just make sure you get a good one.
Yeah. And that's what you want to do as well when you're starting to gem her out. You want to gem her with some canes down there for sure. Full set, it works well. Andromeda, because that also works extremely well. But did you know? Let's see what else. Got some Virgo in there. Yep, that's good. I gem mine a little bit different. Some people gem for the full sets and everything like that. I gem mine a little bit differently, honestly. I'm gonna tell you how I did gem mine if I can find it. Bear with me. I'm not gonna be able to find it. All right, so the way I had my sweep in set up, once you get your some spirit stones and everything, I had canes full set, Andromeda full set, 2-piece Gemini, 4 full set Virgo, 2-piece Leo, and I had 2 perfect attack prickly gems, so I kept those. So I had another space for another 2-piece thing. And the reason why I did it that way is because King doesn't want full set guaranteed hits, right? But I also wanted to boost my attack because I knew that sweep in doesn't have the attack bonuses that a traditional King version 10 set had. So I went with that to boost as much attack as possible, and it worked wonders. I mean, I will say that sweep in King was pretty fucking solid for a very long time. So that's the way I would do it personally if I were you. But you want at least to have the Andro, the Canes, and the Virgo full set. And then you have a space to do a Pisces if you want. A lot of people put Pisces in there because it skips that turn and you take 0 damage. So I mean you can take 0 damage on something, but if you're sweeping, if you're doing the sweep correctly and you hit something that has no RWE, you're going to take 0 damage anyway. So it's not a true place for it necessarily. You know what I mean? Or did I lose you there?
No, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Any more questions, brother?
Nope.
Cool shit. All right. You can start sharing your screen if you want to. Or you can. There you go. All right. Do we have any other questions for today? I know we had some people that were interested in some stuff and everything like that. So, any questions? Dar, did you have questions for us, sir? If you're here.
I feel like you always ask Dar, like he's a confused guy, like he's a confused guy or something.
No,
He
I just see
is.
him.
He's very confused.
No, I just see him in the chat sometimes, talking about it, everything like that. And he, like yesterday, I seen him in our guild chat, said he had some questions for Gear Talk. So that's the reason I asked him. Oh my God. No, none of that here, sir. Lord have mercy.
Hey, Lem, this is
What's
Gear
up?
Talk, not Lem Talk.
That is Gear Talk. It's all
No,
about
it's
what
not.
type of gear you
No.
have.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Now.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hey, never remember you're the admin. You can mute him.
I might have to.
Yeah.
No, but he so anyway, about to go talk and everything. Enough of that little fun stuff. So has anybody what's your opinion on the new weapon, Bane? That's one question I know that a lot of people's waiting to hear and everything. What's your opinion of the new weapon so far since it's released?
Which one, the Reinhardt? I mean, the Rogers
The
weapon?
Rogers weapon. Yeah, the Rogers weapon. The Mighty Shield.
Oh, I haven't seen enough replays. I don't know that it's working because for the replays I've seen, the damage, like if it stacked defense the same way as absolute defense as it is worded, it would be better than I think it is. The attack is massive. That part's exactly what you would expect. So it's going to be the new best in slot for King, Ira, whatever, whatnot. Maybe DS, possibly Sister Wolf with Mind Map, assuming you're not worried about the accuracy. It's exactly what it reads. It's high attack with pen, and
Yeah.
not seeing that it's going to be that much use on Rogers specifically, because Rogers, according to Wild and friends who tested it, was doing better without that, and he's actually not that useless in the meta, although he's still hard countered by lots of specific things.
I
But
think the one
yeah,
thing we got to remember is most of those weapons do not work right when they first come out. They all of a sudden they have to go in and they do all that stuff. So I mean, I'm not saying
right.
Shadow patch.
I don't think that the defense skill was stacking the way it's supposed to. I mean,
yeah.
It didn't seem to be.
like right off the top of my head, it didn't seem to be doing shit, which tells me that they just messed it up when they released it.
Which is
which
quite
is
possible and
typical.
everything. I mean, 7P does it often. Exactly. 7P does do that very often, unfortunately. You are right about that, Liam and Bane. When I was one of the ones that was testing with it and everything, no, I don't have it. I was testing against it just to see the effects of it. And yeah, you're right. The damage itself, it was pretty cool, but the actual, like, the skill itself, it did not work as well as some other builds and everything, personally. So it was.
And we also got to remember they just had a shadow patch because nobody could log in for about an hour, so they might have fixed it.
We'd have to test it some more and everything, but it's too early to really tell. But I personally feel like it's one of those weapons that's going to be in a better spot for like Bane said, a King or an Ira or something like
It's
that.
not a $2,000 damn weapon.
It is because it's brand new. Yeah, remember they throw things out, and it is because it's brand new.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying it being 2,000 because it's brand new is one thing. It being 2,000 because it's worth it is another.
So
The problem is
if you go look at it, yeah,
you could throw that on some nasty shit. Honestly, like
yeah.
even if it's not, it doesn't work as intended for our own Rogers and everything. That's got enough base attack at level 50 to freaking. That's insane. So you can throw that on like a 3-piece Ira and just do massive amounts of damage. You know what I'm saying? Or other things. I won't go into too much detail. So
But I
It
mean, you
might be
gotta
worth
look at it like the Merrick. The Merrick didn't work right for how many months, and then all of a sudden they went in and they fixed it. So I mean, there again,
you're right there. I mean, it didn't work for a very long time, and that was sucky because I thought that weapon was going to be badass.
and now it is, and now they don't offer it anywhere.
Right? Like if anybody,
it's still
if
got
you have
40
this weapon in your
blueprints.
infantry, yeah. If you're
I get,
infantry, and if you have this weapon, this thing is awesome. I love this weapon.
But I
If you
mean,
didn't get a
no,
chance to get
that's
this weapon, sorry for you.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
available
But
in
I
the
mean
ether shop
that.
once every 6 months for 300.
But I mean, that's kind of the point you look at the $2,000, right? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The weapon might not be worth it, but when they patch it, or if they ever patch it and get it working right, then it would be worth the 2,000. But then they'll take it off the market where you can't get it.
Yep.
So I mean, you're damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So your best bet is if you can afford it, collect it, and maybe down the road they change something on it and it fucking starts working them properly. I mean, with 7P, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you stop buying it, then maybe they'll start fixing it from the start.
Yeah, okay.
If
Be a
It
new
doesn't
guy.
happen that way.
I mean, at the end of
Must
the
be
day,
a
they're
new
a
Yeah,
guy.
must be
company.
a new guy.
So yeah, so
If they're
7P.
not making money, they're not going to do it. Let's be honest.
Well, at this point in the game and everything, I mean, with the amount of players that have left and everything because of the way 7P does certain things and all this, that, and other. I mean, it would suck to see something like that happen, but I don't think at that point that would fix the problem. I think that would create more of a problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I think then they'll just start releasing too much equipment at $2,000 over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? At least now they release some things that are a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Like even the Nantos dropped for free a couple weeks ago. So if you have them launched, that is.
Well, I mean, let's be honest with it ourselves. The only reason they fix anything is because the people who spend a bunch of money complain about it.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if nobody's buying it, then they're never going to fix it.
Unfortunately, that is correct.
You guys are gonna be screwed when they release Victor's damn weapon, and I bring him back. You guys are hosed.
But I do feel like the weapon will still serve purpose, even if you don't. Even if you pick it up, if you pick it up just because, pick it up because it still has enough base. It's one of those weapons that still can serve purpose elsewhere because it has that such high base attack and it has that ability to have full pin on it. So I do suggest getting it just because of the simple base stats of the weapon itself, wouldn't y'all? I mean, technically speaking.
Well, not for free to play, but for you guys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you, the only way I would pick it up is if I was moving in that direction anyway. If you were going to spend the money anyway, if you were going to do any of that anyway and get it, then I wouldn't be spending the money just to get it. Put it that way.
And, yeah,
But
you also got to
if
think
you
we're in an Aethercorn
acquire,
event as well, so you can also
yeah,
pick up other things in this Aethercorn event too from the Aethercorn. So if you're buying the right packs and everything like that and doing it the right way, you can get you can just
yeah,
basically pick up that weapon while getting another gear piece that you really want, like a Sunraven piece if you have the blueprints for it, or whatever they've been offering. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a
yeah.
bad event.
If you acquire in that aspect, it's not a waste. If you just go straight for it and that's all you're going for, then that might be a little waste. But if you
Yeah.
acquire an aspect that you're going for something else and you just wind up getting it because you spent the money, then I don't see a problem with it because you can
I'll
find a
look
use
at it
for it.
too. Exactly. That's the way I look at it as well. Damn, I dropped the fucking one. Aether coins events are always pretty nice. I kind of like Metaverse coins better than the Aether ones, but they are. I mean, as long as you're patient and you save up, you can get some decent stuff out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I find that the metaverse coins you get kind of a deal on. when you go for gear with the metaverse stuff. Whereas these coins, it's the prices are inflated. You're spending
Slightly, yes.
more to get it than what you would with the metaverse coins.
Yeah,
Well,
see, I mean, I agree. That's what I said. I personally thought the metaverse is good, is stronger, but
I
it's
mean,
still a
when,
good event.
I'm gonna go dark. I'm not gonna be able to respond because I'll be out of service, but I will be listening.
okay.
Sir.
I mean, when you look at it from like a spender's point of view, that makes sense. But like from like free to play, like you can't get the metaverse coins unless you spend. So it just depends on where
Exactly.
it just depends on where you are in the game.
Exactly, but you kind of get screwed going for these coins anyway, even if you're not a spender, because you're paying inflated prices for the gear. So because
Well, the
it's
gear,
easier for
yeah.
you to get the coins, you're spending inflated prices because it's easier.
Well, yeah. When it comes to gear, I
Whereas
would
the
agree.
spenders get
But well, I mean, if you're a low spender or you don't spend at all, like you want to go for the UC, not the gear pieces.
So I mean, even if that's the case, if you're a low spender, my advice would be spending on those metaverse packs.
Yeah,
Because I mean, even
I
as a
agree.
low
I would
spender,
say the
you
same too.
buy them cheaper level, you save the metaverse packs, so that way you can get gear at good prices when the metaverse event comes.
For just $1 a day, you can get a metaverse coin. Sorry.
And those metaverse comes with exactly what you're looking for: HC, UC. I mean, and the hyperspace crystals. So I mean, or the warp crystals. So either way, you're getting what you need out of that, but you're also getting those metaverse coins for later on that you're going to spend and actually buy the gear cheap. So even for a low spender, if you're spending right, you're going to spend your way right into playing at a high level. Whereas
Now,
if you're a low
I will say
spender
this
going
though.
after this event, I don't see you getting to a high level very fast.
Yeah, I will say this though. If you do go with the metaverse coin packs and everything as a low spender and everything, the one thing you want to make sure that you're doing is your gold management, because you don't get the extra gold that the event packs give
Metaverse
you.
packs.
So yeah, so the metaverse packs don't give you that extra gold and everything like that. Just be mindful of that. So if you don't know how to manage your gold and everything, and you're buying these packs, just be careful. There are other ways to, we all know there's other ways to obtain gold, things like that, and everything. You can do investments and all this, that, and other. So just make sure you're doing the right things to keep your art suitable. But this is definitely, if you can do this, this is definitely the better way to go. I agree too. I feel like we talked about that before.
Yeah, we did like a couple episodes ago.
Okay. I guess that's a very important subject.
Well, yeah, if somebody doesn't catch that
Well, I
episode.
mean, free to play, whatever. Now, I mean, literally, it's just a classification. Everybody knows it goes back years and years ago when they actually made it kind of official. You're going to play this game. If you want to win, you're going to pay to win. Free to play at the high level, there are none. They got some really good free to play players. Yes, they're not. I mean, you're not going to see anybody in the top 100 free to play. Hell, I doubt you'd see anybody in the top 250 free to play. That gear, I mean, I hate to say it, but this whole time with the pay to win deal, they ain't joking.
Oh yeah, it's definitely rough. But I mean, you can get like little tips and tricks, and you can definitely do stuff free to play and still have fun and still contribute. I mean, I do
Oh yeah,
it,
for sure.
and I've only been playing
Oh,
like a
I mean,
year.
there's always niche. I mean, we've had the conversation before. There's always niche builds that put you in the meta and you can compete against the big players.
Yeah, 100%.
Sweep pin, sweep, tear suppression. Those are niche builds that allow you to compete at a high level.
Oh, that brings up a good question, William. What when you're building out the tier suppression build, what would that build consist of? What equipment are we running on a tier suppression build?
You got Ambition or not what's the other tier
Black
suppression
Knight.
chest piece? Black Knight. Yeah, the Ambition or the Black Knight.
Okay.
You're gonna run your tier suppression gems. That you're gonna have to have 3 gems out of the 3 to 4 gems tier suppression, almost perfect, if
Okay.
not perfect. Let me go look at my build because I have it
Let's say
almost
like
perfected.
let's talk about like someone that can get a good tier suppression build that's like not as a spinner as big of a spinner and everything. You know what I'm saying? So like from that aspect, because you can be very successful with that. You can destroy like with that kind of with the tier suppression build. You build it outright. I mean, you can kill anything keeping under easy with a couple of box troops and T12, technically speaking. So I mean,
So you're looking at your Ambition. You're looking at
mhm,
absolute suppression, which you can get through GGM. You're looking at
yep,
the new gem sets, the 3 different canes and all them to
okay,
get your gem sets 3%,
okay,
or better. Well, 3% is the max you can go.
on tier
So
suppression.
yeah. So I mean that's pretty much what you're looking at because right now I'm sitting with 3% gems. I need 1 more to go ahead and maximize my build as far as having full tier suppression.
Yeah,
So I mean that's really, and most of that you could get through GGM.
And it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
It's just
Like I
gold.
said, for me, I put all above 2.5 tier suppression. I put Equalis in the head, a Canes and a Lynx tier suppression gem in each weapon, and then absolute suppression isn't that expensive. I spend maybe 20k gold a weekend to get it because right now you get it for 60,000,
mm-hmm.
which isn't that hard to get. And then you got your 3-piece Canes for 10% and 2-piece Libra for 10. And then you just got to get your ambition up to 45, I believe it is, to get 100% tier suppression with
And
the
then
hull.
everything sealed
And
and
then you
under is
got the
free for
hull.
you. Then.
Yep.
So what kind of weapons would you run on a build like this?
Me, I
Does it
just threw
matter?
together a pen set. I got a
I
cheap
mean,
level.
you can throw any of your weapons on there. Like I run mine on sweep pen. That
Okay,
way you get that added sweep pen tier suppression.
okay,
Well, that's just killing
fair enough.
faster. You don't need it.
Not
Me, I
really.
got.
What that's doing is throwing. All right, if I hit you with that, right, and you're running low tier troops and you're not paying attention, you're gonna think I sweed you, right? So you're gonna change the troops up, not realizing you're being tier suppressed.
That's only for people that don't pay attention, but yeah.
Yeah. But like, if you just
Me, I
want the
just.
tier suppression, then that's all you. You don't need the extra gear. If you can just get the tier suppression, then you're good.
Yeah, I got
No,
mine on DS, and I run a level 30 frickin' Devil's Touch, level 30 Alcade, and level 30 Swallow for now. Just attack and accuracy and shit like that. And
okay,
I do really well with it at only 5k leadership.
okay.
I mean, we've seen it time and time again where little tricks like what I'm doing, it works because you look at ODAD, you look at these people that keep on running and in high, fast battles, they're not really they're looking at your gear, but
They don't look at
they're not
replay.
really paying attention what you have on it.
Yep.
So that's where it comes in handy is, at the level y'all play, y'all in some high, fast value fights.
Yes, sir.
You have time, but you don't have time.
Yep, I can agree. Nah, if it's beat me more than twice, and I will say this: if it's beat me more than twice, I'm looking into it. I'm seeing what happened before I face it again. So,
Yeah.
but that also comes with you knowing your matchups, right? So, like, I know what I can and cannot get hit by already. Like, I know my commander in and out. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you want to learn with your commander, like with your king and everything, Uday or whoever, like the tier suppression. the tier suppression is not going to work against that high end T12 stuff. It's just not. You're going to focus on all that little stuff. So you'll focus on the the T11 infantry and blood. It's just a matter of knowing what you can do in this game. Sorry, I just wanted to add that in there and everything because that's where, like, if you don't pay attention to this game, you'll have all this gear built up and all this, and you think you're a badass and lose every single time. You brought up a good point with Odad on that, Liam.
Well, I mean, it's not just Odad, but I
No,
only
it's not.
bring up
They're more.
Odad
Yeah,
because
like
that
you're right though.
everybody knows he's a big guy. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not knocking the player at all by any means whatsoever. Don't get me wrong on that. What I was saying is, like, you brought that up because that's how fast paced of those battles you'll see. Like, you might have this set up a particular way and you don't have time to change it up because of what's going on in the sway of the GB or the sway of the cat battle, So you brought up a very good point there. Ow. Shit. All right, anyway. So back to the conversation. So you can pretty much with the tier suppression, you can pretty much run whatever as long as you have that ambition, as long as you have the tier suppression gems that absolute suppression, correct? Like in the whole. So
yeah, you can pretty much run whatever build you want as long as you have the gems and that ambition.
So let's say, for example, a low end they can run dual Titan, right? For the weapons. Headpiece they can run.
You can run Dev
whatever.
Helm if you want.
Exactly. And your pants, I mean, the pants do kind of matter. I personally feel like the pants would matter in this build. So
I don't know. I run the red crit troops on DS. So I for funsies I put Luck Befalls on her because they seem to make their crit troops hit pretty hard.
Fair enough.
I mean, really, it's a standard build. I mean, it's easy. That's why I say your niche builds for free to play or low spenders are really where you want to focus because I mean, not only would you you could fit into a big guild, be able to fight big guild battles just by filling that niche role. I mean, there's several roles within a big guild or any guild at that needs to be filled. And tier suppression's one of them. Swee's another one of them. I mean, anything that makes you viable, and that would make you viable playing at a high level, like right now.
It's all about fighting up.
Yeah, if you're catching people with Swee, like that means that they have to stop fighting, figure out what you're doing, switch their stuff around, and then try to avoid you, which is actually helping out the entire guild. Just because you're the one annoying guy.
Me, I usually don't switch them around. I just avoid them.
It's also like this: if we're running up against a Dodge Black, right, and you go in and you sweet at Dodge Black, and say your infantry can't touch him or anything because he's just out dodging him, right? He swaps to RWE. You just made him swap to where now infantry's going to eat him alive.
Yes.
So you set up your other members by forcing them to do the swap.
Yep. And it's all about knowing that role. I mean, if you're a small player, you can be very effective. Like one of our arcs in here and everything like that runs a IRA. Small player, 182 million. Badass art. He is fucking shit up. And that's because he knows his role. He built himself a nice little set for his art, and he knows his role, and he fucks shit up with it. So, I mean, it's definitely possible to be a very low spender or even a free to play, as long as you know how to build out the right gear to fill a role. You know what I mean?
The other part of that is knowing how to recognize your matchups too. When you're in the fight, you're not playing around or whatever. You're watching it. You're making sure that you don't get walked into somebody else by accident or whatever. That's the important part. That's where you find that's what separates the good players from the really good players.
Agree. 100% agree. 1,000% agree with you actually on that. This game is about knowledge, man. This game is very dynamic. That's one of the reasons why I love playing this game. It's a dynamic game. It makes you think. It's not a game that you just point and click, and boom, there you go. You are automatically the winner. I mean,
see, I told you, Liv, you can't just do that. Told you.
So, It's game issue,
But not
and you have to definitely know your matchups.
yeah, but not everybody can fit the Harris role of hey, I'll go big and fucking just annihilate everything. You don't have to be that type of player. You don't have to be that type of player that, you can be your own type. And a lot of this goes into how you want to fight. That's
Yeah.
like when people ask me about the comps, it's about how do you play? How do you want to play? Do you want to be that tank? Do you want to be that bust?
And
You
kill
know,
us.
Yeah, I mean,
You're right, though. You're 100% right. It's about how you want to play.
I mean, for me personally, I have so much fun, like just randomly catching 300 million arcs because they weren't paying attention. I mean, it
And you
doesn't.
know those are the ones that are more than likely not to.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
happen. You have to realize that when it comes to this game, especially free to play, like it doesn't happen often, but you will catch those people where you get a huge hit, and there's nothing better than that. It's like, oh, you spent 30 grand, I spent nothing, and now your whole team is wiped because you didn't pay attention. Like that's
I love it, dude.
yeah. I mean, and that's
Great
one of the
feeling.
reasons why this gear talk is important because like your gear really does, it matters a lot based on what you can do.
No, I think it's the most important aspect of the game.
Oh
I will
yeah.
hands
I
down.
mean,
I mean, I'll be straight up honest with you. I mean, you can have a max league com, high tech, high research, but if you got shit gear, you ain't gonna do no good. So
well,
I
the
think
important part is just gearing yourself up for what you want it to do. I mean, you can do
yeah,
multiple things with it, and you don't want to take a com and then gear it up tank slash one slot bust, and then you're wondering why the one slot bust ain't working.
yeah,
Right.
true.
But I mean, there again, you got to remember a lot of the walkers you're gonna spend on gear. You need that gear for the walker builds.
Oh,
There's almost
that's
no such thing
no
as a
doubt.
free to play walker.
Well, there is because you still got rock and you can play rock,
Yeah.
but rock now. I mean, as easy as he is to play, now I mean, you can tear suppress him and shit like that now, and I don't know. It's
Rock
rock
still
and
isn't
bull like
ITS.
is his ITS.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know Bullets
His
was.
that's what
skill
I
is
thought. I thought it
his
was
skill
just
is
like
ITS,
bullets.
but you have to hit. And that's the
Oh,
thing.
hell
That's
no.
gonna
Yeah.
be the biggest thing is you have to hit.
Yeah, that's right. He's not guaranteed, but if he
Whereas like
hits,
if you take a Reinhardt doesn't have to hit. Just has to be hit when it has the hyperspace armor. So I mean it's a little easier with the Reinhardt. It's harder with the Rock, or even it's harder with
Well, the rock gets blocked by the broken fortress now too, so that's the issue with that.
yeah. Shit, I remember. What was it? Kid used before Kid got nerfed. He was good. I don't think who's the one that's got pounce. Blader never really
Blader's
developed the way he was supposed to.
he was
Yeah,
shit.
no, I agree. I agree. He didn't develop the way he should have.
Rocket was good too until they nerfed the shit out of her twice.
Shit, Rita's a better build than Blader.
Right, the secret one. He's infantry, but the secret build, in my opinion, and they nerfed him just because of it, was Maruko.
Mhm.
Before they nerfed Maruko, he was bad as fuck, dude.
But I mean, when
Yeah,
you're
he
looking
actually.
at it, if you're looking at it, you can't be a free to play walker.
No, definitely
Infantry, you could get away with doing one slot bust, and because they hit hard enough that a one slot bust is feasible. Airships, you could get away because you have the Reinhardt build. You got the one slot bust that it makes it more feasible. You're not gonna one slot bust a walker. It's just they're not gonna be able to one slot bust and take do the damage.
Nope. The only one that could do it, they just won't give him the weapon. And that if Victor if they give him a decent weapon, you could probably one slot bust with him if you got everything to go off. You know, acuity grip goes off, or acuity grip, whatever the fuck it's called. You know, you get that to go off. I mean, but there's not a weapon that really helps him, or any walker for that matter, do the one slot bust deal.
Yeah. Pictor is probably your best one slot bust option that, you know, as a free to play player or even as a low spender and your walker, I find that probably be your best move. But I mean, remember, Pictor is not as good as it used to be, being that you do have Broken Fortress out there. But the good thing with Pictor is you can run it with T11 infantry and then use the talents from T11 infantry to actually make it a hell of a lot more feasible.
Well, there's that, and
you can run a Formahawk on him.
I was about to say the Formahawk on him is pretty nasty too.
Yes, it is.
Which former halts you'll find are coming. They're coming more and more available for low spenders and everything else.
Yeah.
You know, you got events where you can
get it soon. I'm hoping before my mortgage is up, I'll have it.
Yeah, Formahawk it's becoming a lot cheaper. I agree with that on in that aspect. So it's becoming easier to retain. But it's good. You can get a Formahawk, get a Formahawk.
That's my next big acquisition because I've got all the blueprints. Literally, I'm waiting on an assault ship, and I can get another damn. What's the other damn deal I need for Satalia there? Not Alcade, Aldebaran.
And actually, for a free to play player, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, cast kind of works out in your favor. Most of them don't look at it that way. But I mean, cast works out in your favor because you get points for anything you do, and all you do is have to keep doing it at a very
over and over again.
not high level, but just a consistent level. If you keep doing it consistently, you'll get your medals, you'll get your stuff that you need to go ahead and get that form of halt.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to be in a guild that wins it. Of course, you get more medals that way, but all you have to do is your personal stuff is just do what you got to do for points.
Yep. And you can score pretty high in a cast if you're just doing the required daily task in a repetitive fashion. So.
Yep. And then every now and again, go out and farm some shit. You know, you get lucky. I mean, shit. I've gotten several good hits on damn. You know, just out farming damn tiles and shit. Every now and again, you get lucky, and there's look, I bumped up another 15,000, 16,000 points. I mean, it's not hard if you're consistent about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if anything, this game teaches you fucking consistency.
Yeah.
You're consistently fucked or you're consistently good. But that's it.
No in betweens. You can't be okay in this game.
I mean, yeah, just.
I disagree with
But as a free to play player or as a low spender, that's exactly what you need to do. I mean, most guilds ain't gonna look at you. I mean, they'll look at your stuff and they'll be like, "Oh, that don't look too good." But if you're active and you're very consistent with your activity and things like that, that would get you put into bigger guilds because they know you're reliable to show up when need be. You may not be able to take the whole fight, and you may not be the one that changes the fight for them, but just being there and being able to be in the right place at the right time. You can't be in the right place in the right time if you don't show up.
Bam.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's true.
Couldn't agree more, Liam.
I mean,
or you could be like me and just let Lynn talk you into full marching a motherfucker and see what happens. Hold the dice, dude. Let us see.
Full send. Always full send, guys. Always full send.
No balls. No balls. No balls.
Hey, that right there, that statement he just made, that'll get your hospital filled up fucking quickly.
Yes, it will. yes, it will.
I'm always getting talked out of doing that for much.
Do not full march. Don't always full send, guys. Please don't do that. It's just a joke, okay?
I did it once. I did it one time, and I was like, and then and that was this cast. That first fight I got into, and I was like, did that seriously just happen? And then you know it's bad when Anakin messages you less than 5 hours later. I see you need resources. I'm like, what?
True.
Well,
Yeah.
good times though. Good times.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I
Cass
mean,
is an excellent place for
you're
free-to-play
watching
players
the
to actually get
perfect
about that.
channel. You're watching the perfect channel to get that because I mean, Grinch actually, I mean, look how high he scored in Cass, and he hasn't really put forth. He's not a big build. He's nothing like that.
Oh
And you
yeah,
can
I'm
go look at his Cass score and see where he's at.
I'm tiny. I'm
Yep.
T10 player.
Oh, look at Jello. Oh my gosh, he did awesome.
Well,
That's
yeah, I
nice.
mean, but I could pull someone that actually doing a channel that actually is like everybody that's watching this channel and say, look at him. And yeah, I mean, so
Exactly. 100%
you're
can't agree.
getting good advice.
Perfect example. Perfect example on that one. For sure. Grinch, you've done very well as caster.
Yeah, I'm
I mean, a lot of these guys that do the gear talks and things like that, if you go look at them, they're not heeding their advice or they're not doing what they need to do to score up there. But I can give Grinch one thing is he does exactly what he's telling y'all.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, it's just consistency.
All right, so since we're talking to gear talk and everything here, there. Now I did the HP build, right? You've seen her, but I'm gonna take that Alcade off and put the other Aldebaran on, and it really will be strictly an HP build then, because my only attack comes from that Alcade. Like literally, I looked it up. I'm like, what percent of attack am I? Oh, well, that really sucks.
Yeah.
So, is there really any benefit if I'm a true HP build, running the Void Skaters, and I've got one slot of Blue Hunk? Is there really any benefit to keeping that Alcade? Or should I go ahead and just...
See, the thing is with her, with the commander that you specifically run, I would say yes. And the reason why I say yes is because of, I know you're strictly, I know it's strictly HP. I understand it's strictly HP. But the way she works is she heals based on the damage she does. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only aspect of it. Like the tier space doesn't count into that, I don't believe. And even if it does, it's not as bare minimum because it's not as much damage being done. So that's the way I feel with my particular aspect of how I'm building her out. In your case, you're going to go. You're super. You're super tank. It's that simple. That's what you're building. Is we're going to be super tank. So you necessarily don't need it. But I still feel like it's a necessary piece to keep just in case. You know what I'm saying? In special cases.
Yeah. The only thing I see that would benefit you with the Alcade would be the accuracy coming off the Alcade. Because, yeah, okay, you got to heal, you got all this, but if you don't hit, where's your heal at?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You gotta have some accuracy in there too.
So
the reason I'm asking that is because I've got all the other heals. Like I've got the Walker heal. I've got the what is that? The Power of Walkers, and then there's the other one.
Yeah.
But you gotta also think about it this way as well. Healing. You gotta think about it this way as well. Healing field is also based off the damage that you're doing. So if you take away your damage, then you're losing 2 abilities of the heal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's where my head's at with it. But I do feel like.
So do you think I should increase my attack gems then? Change out some of the HP gems for attack gems, so she hits harder there.
See, that's tough because in an HP build, you want the HP for the tear space damage, and it's not like you have a ton of blue. It's not like you have a ton of blue hunts or time walkers either way. So, you're going to have the HP build. So, like I said, it's not necessary in your case because you're going super tank and you're going to just outlast the hits and everything, and rely on your guaranteed hits to heal you back up and your other things. But at that point, wouldn't it be more necessary to, instead of running her, to run an elf because she heals up when she gets hit? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole. That's where I'm at with that. Like, is it maximizing the potential? You know what I'm saying?
Does that gear translate to elf though?
I think more so, yeah, than her.
More so,
honestly.
yeah. It would definitely translate to elf.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know because I mean, in a way, what goes to your benefit is just knowing your matchups. So I
Exactly.
mean, there again, you're gonna Neva can build his Satalia one way. You build your Satalia the way you're building it. Your two Satalias are gonna complement one another. It's not
Exactly.
gonna go against. I mean, and technically, that's what you're kind of looking for because when you look at me and Wraith in a stack, right? Me and Wraith both run puppet, but both our puppets complement one another to the extent what he's weak against, I'm strong against. What I'm weak against, he's strong against. So we can complement one another. That way, when you're like we talk about how fast-paced battles are, right? When you're in a high, fast-paced battle, sometimes you're not looking at the name of the command of who's running that commander, right? You're looking at, oh, I got a puppet coming, and we do it time and time again. You do call outs, Never. How many times you don't oh, you got this coming, you got that coming. You don't have time to say whose is coming, so they don't know who
Exactly.
they're going up against. So
Exactly.
you can catch
100%. Yes.
people that way.
Yep. Exactly. So I do agree 100%. Like I said, it's not necessary to have it in your deck. It's super tanking. That's what you're doing. You're super tanking. So that's the build for it. That's what you want and everything like that. So you. Oh, sorry, I heard something weird. So I mean, it does complement other things, but I wouldn't be able to kill in an aspect. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, we'll leave it. We'll leave her the way she is for a week or two, and then we can see how it goes for the first couple of weeks, and if we need to make any adjustments. I've got everything I need to make the adjustments, plus transferring leadership. Moving 1 point whatever million leadership off of her and onto Elf or something.
yeah,
I can do that.
I personally, here's another thing I wouldn't do if you're not. There's nothing with Elf. You have to have big leadership. You have to be big. I mean, big is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking like 1.9. I mean, 1.9 up. To really do Elf what she needs to do. Unfortunately, it's just so that's where what we're talking about, the con that we're using and marking with, and then having fun with and doing whatever with, comes better because you don't need as much leadership to be successful. Honestly,
and that brings up a big point. The big point is you got to remember this is not an individual game. This is teamwork. This is team working together. So I mean, yeah, good on you to build where you're individually strong. But there again, you got to realize if you're fixing in a guild and whatnot to compete at high levels, you have to have that subtle differences between the commanders and all that to where you're picking up where someone's slacking.
Exactly.
Now, why do I feel like you're talking directly to me on that one?
No, Dar.
Well, key example is me and 406.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His black has more attack, I have more accuracy. So where he missed, I won.
Yep.
So I mean, but that's what you got to realize. It's a team game. So when you're start working as a team instead of worrying about, okay, well, if I hit this person, I can pop them off the map. Okay, individually that's good, but that doesn't
really
necessarily translate to a team.
Exactly. I agree 100% with that. It's all about what you're doing to complement your team and everything like that too. So, like I said, back to the original question of do you need it? I wouldn't get rid of it, but if you have to make your build be successful, I understand. But you don't necessarily need it with the build that you're doing because you're doing a completely different ball game than what I am. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
All right, appreciate it. See, look, got some knowledge. Look at there.
Yeah, and see, that's the good thing about the gear talks and stuff like that is gear, just like, okay, both of them are going to run Satalia, the gear makes a difference on you building how you actually build your comm. Because, I mean, you change the gear up, and now you just change the purpose of your whole comm.
Yes, exactly.
But not just that, but me and you've talked actually, Neva, before. Them time markers make all the difference on your build.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Whereas with me, I'm more pertinent with void skaters at the moment.
Yep.
So
I'm just gonna switch over to Soda Man. I'll fight. Soda Man.
Soda Man. Look,
I know nobody's using that one.
I've had a little bit of success with Soda Man in some fort rallies, man. I ain't gonna lie. Soda Man. Don't build
Telling you,
it.
dude.
Don't take that seriously. I mean, it's the gear set. Don't take that seriously. Please
Tell you
don't.
what,
Soda Man is not a
there's
good
going to be a
option.
day. You watch. It'll be the day I retire from this game. But Kid and Soda Man will be perfect.
Well,
I'll
aren't you
be,
making
yep,
Kid? Aren't you going to make Kid relevant again? Come on.
I am. I'm going to make Kid great again.
Yes.
That's right.
The walkers will finally rise, damn it.
Walkers
Right.
will rise, didn't they?
It'll be like the next Transformers movie. Instead of Rise of the Fallen, it'll be Rise of the Walker.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, shit.
But
The thing, though, the one thing that y'all did say that I completely agree with, you can be free to play airship and do all right. You can be free to play infantry and be okay. Free to play walker, you're going to suck nuts all day.
Unfortunately, yes. There's no offense about it. I mean,
like, damn.
There's just no way around it. Unfortunately, with the Walker side, you gotta be ready to play this game if you're playing on the Walker side. That's for sure.
Oh, since we're talking gear, I made a Titan this morning, right?
Yeah.
59.8.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm like, what the fuck, really? Couldn't give me the 0.2. Bitches.
Nope, they're stingy with that, man. That's still a good Titan day.
I'm like, damn it. I hate you fuckers. Screw you, 7B.
All right, do we have any more questions? Comments, concerns?
I'm good. I think I got what I needed out of it today.
All right, cool. Anybody else?
Yes.
Oh god.
Why are you gay?
I'll see what the fuck.
That's not a gear question.
It's a Walkerman.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Valid.
a Walkerman. You're
I
exactly
know that
right.
was going to get thrown in there. He's a Walkerman. That makes him.
Let's talk about some gear. Let's talk.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait a minute. Somebody asked a question the other day, and I'd like to know the actual answer. Now, there's enough brain power in here. We're either all going to be full of shit, or the answer is here.
Okay.
On Ares, the gem set. What is that? It Bite of Ares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that ignore damage reduction?
Oh shit.
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah, I don't think so. But let's take a look at it.
Well, so here's my thing, right? Bite of Ares is very, and this is my opinion of it based on I've used it before. It ramps up. You got to use it like Rogers' shield. Every time it goes, it gets a little bit stronger, right? That's the way Ares works. And he was like, "Can you use Bite of Ares to ignore what's her name there, the Walker chick, the better king, Ira." So one of Ira's skills, he was like, "Can Bite of Ares, can that stop it?" I was like, "Well, can it? Because my thing is that Bite of Ares has to ramp up, don't it? Like it's got to go off before you become immune."
Yeah, it's got to go off before you can go immune. That's for sure, and it does stack, which is actually stupid.
Right, but see, it only gives you 100%. So if somebody's got 800% attack, and I'm just using that as a number, that damn thing is going to have to go off 8 times in a row before you ignore any damage.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Depends on where it falls in the calculation. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if it falls at the beginning of the calculation, then yeah, that's what's going to happen. But if it falls at the end, like it's just about the mechanics of how it actually works. It might bring it completely to zero, like kind of like Pisces does. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
And this was one of our lower players that brought it to me, and I'm like, I think Ares has to stack in order to ignore it.
Let's see. I'm looking at Pisces now. Receive damage. Let's see. We're gonna read this too. Boom. That's not it. Damn it.
From the way it's worded, I would think no. I think you would have to ramp up to completely decrease the enemy's damage by 100. Because That
Yeah.
skill reads
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
attack,
Exactly.
but
Yep.
Pisces
Exactly.
is received damage. So damage is the end
Yep.
calculation. So that's different, if I'm correct.
Yep. You are correct. You are correct. I just reread Pisces and everything like that. It's received damage. You're 100% correct. This would have because it says it can stack. It would have to. So it's on reducing at the beginning. So yeah, no. I don't think it's worth it.
Too low of a trigger rate.
It's not, but I mean, if you don't know how to read it or you don't understand how they word it, I could see
Yeah.
where he was thinking that, and it's like, no, it's got to ramp up, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
you're not going to ramp it up enough before Ira goes off.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
XP's calling you out, War.
XP can suck my wiener right now, dude. We can't do anything until we jump. What does he want to do?
No, he already picked out a tile for you. He's calling you out.
Well, not everybody gets to drive a box truck Monday through Friday. Some of us got to earn money on the weekends too.
But yeah, I don't think Aries would be a worth it gym set. Unfortunately, I see the concept where the player was thinking. I just don't think. I think with the way it reads, it would probably it's definitely not going to reduce it by 100% received damage. So yeah, no, it definitely is going to have to be wrapped up. So I don't think it's a good.
That's what I told
don't
him.
think it's a good one. Yeah,
It's way too low.
I just
of a
wanted to
trigger
make
rate,
sure
too.
that since you guys actually spend a lot more time staring at the crazy shit than I do, but I thought that was the case. But I figured since we're here, I'd ask.
Oh no, that's a good question. Definitely a good question.
Actually, you know what, dude? Now that I think about it, I could put Bite of Aries on fucking Italian.
Okay.
Why not? I'm going to tank anyway, right? Eventually, I would tank for free.
It depends on.
Technically, if you're gonna tank, you would want everything you can do to tank. So, like I said, that all goes back to building your gear out and jamming your gear up to exactly what you want to do. So, if you want to tank, yeah, I mean, gear it up.
It might be the
tank.
case.
I mean,
I've never thought of it like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, until right now, that never really, that Aries never crossed my damn mind. And it doesn't take much. I mean, shit, you think about it. If it goes off 4 times, and it's a high percentage to go off, I believe. I mean, all I need is 4 times, and I pretty much cut most people in half.
I mean, between Aries and what I think, doesn't Pisces do the shield?
Pisces does the 0 damage one, yeah. Reduces the damage of 0. That's actually
I'm gonna have to sit there and do some playing around now.
For testing purposes, possibly and everything, but I wouldn't recommend.
I mean, right? I mean, it's a nice thought. It's interesting to me.
It's an interesting. Yes, exactly. It's an interesting thought, and it may be the case. It's actually a really, really, really good thing to have. So.
Well, I wouldn't recommend it if you already got your gems perfected and that you already got your stuff set up. Now, I would recommend it if you don't have them perfected, that little things like that, testing it out, and you may be surprised and it might work.
I think I'm gonna move. I think I'm gonna add a couple attack gems. Maybe remove 2 HP gems and put 2 attack gems in, just to give her a little bit more on the bite side, so that like you were saying earlier, the damage, everything's based on damage done, and unfortunately, with damage reduction, I guess I do need all the attack I can damn get if I run into a DR build.
I mean, technically speaking, with the way that's the problem. You're building a super tank build, so you want. That's where I said maybe it would be like your technical stuff would be. It would be optimized on an elf because it's based on damage received, since you're not doing a lot of damage, technically speaking. But at the same time, you're still going to be very effective in that aspect because it's not going to be thought of. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to talk about it in too much detail, but you have a very strong concept in what you're doing, and it's going to work. So
We'll just take where I'm at. Like I said, we'll play with it and see what happens in 2 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
So.
Well, let's be real. In the next 2 weeks, you don't want to play with it too much, because if it's working for you now, you wait till you're out of the finals to do the changes like that. Don't do like one player in EXE did last year. Not going to mention names. Wow.
Oh, that didn't just happen, did it? That didn't just happen.
Shots fired.
Oh shit! Look out, bus driver.
All right.
This shit didn't even set the fucking brake.
Well,
Well, I appreciate the info, guys. Really do.
Oh yeah, for sure, brother, for sure. Do we have any more questions?
Oh, I guess we figured out what a Tuesday morning jump, Lim. Is that what we figured?
Yes, Tuesday. It's going to be a Tuesday morning jump.
Let's not discuss that particular thing yet, guys.
So,
I mean,
didn't say where. We didn't say where.
I mean, yeah, like I personally appreciate the questions because I'm glad we can help you, but it doesn't just help you; it helps other people watching as well that might have those questions that can't ask them.
Yeah, that's why we want everybody to ask questions. I know there's a lot of people on here right now. I mean, I know that there are people here that need help with this year. I know people that are on here that need help and have questions about stuff. Don't be afraid to ask. Please don't. We're not going to laugh at you. We're not going to do that. We're here to.
Well, we'll laugh at
we're
you
here
a little
to
bit.
give you knowledge. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, just a little, slightly, just like with Cassiopeia on Vegas, right?
Hey, it worked. Okay, I still got kills.
I'm sorry, you'll never live that down.
Please explain how Cassiopeia worked on your Vega. That'd be a very interesting conversation.
I didn't have it on there because of Vega. I would swap to Sister Wolf, and she's a walker. So it works. When you're free to play, you gotta figure out, weird shit.
Fair, I guess. Fair.
Yeah, that's a good excuse. I'll take it.
He didn't have a chance to build multiple gear sets. Leave him alone.
Exactly.
Man, just moving.
Jeez.
One gear set fit all.
That is literally exactly how I built it. That's literally what I did.
One gear set to rule them all.
Well, I don't know about ruling. It didn't work out too well, but the concept is there.
Yeah.
I find that one size fit all doesn't always work out.
No, there's definitely not a one size fit all gear set out there, guys. It's just not going to happen. Sunraven, even with Sunraven, it's not that scary. So there are builds that work well with multiple commanders, but it's still going to have its weaknesses. So
everything does. I mean, that's why again, niches work. You just got to find it. That's all.
I agree.
So, well, I appreciate it, fellas. I'm going to jump out of here for now because I really need to call my wife and let her know that everything is confirmed for her to fly to England on Tuesday.
But no, for real, back to the anything. Do we have any more questions for real? Like everything like that. Like, we do have a pin launch system we got to do afterwards. So, anything else? Anybody?
What should I level 50 first? My Broken Fortress or my Aldebarian on Orochi?
Ooh, good question.
HP or HP crit?
Broken Fortress, because you get more HP out the Broken Fortress.
But you get 2 stats out of doing the Aldebaran, right?
Yeah, you get HP and crit
HP.
wither.
You get HP and crit wither.
Exactly, you get 2 things from this thing. So that's a good question. I guess that would be more of a personal preference, though. But that's a good question because
I'll be back in a second.
When you're adding to the Broken Fortress, you're only increasing that HP, right? But because the special effect is already going to do what it does. But if you're adding it to the Aldebaran, you're getting both tank stats that you want, crit wither and HP. So that's a tough one. That's a real tough one. I personally level my Broken Fortress to 51st, but that was just me for my particular build. So I like the more HP aspect of it at the time, if you will.
Well, it comes down to which one's more beneficial, which is why I'm weighing it out.
Yeah.
More HP or a little or less HP, but also the added crit wither.
No, I mean, it's still gonna either way. It's still gonna be more HP, right?
Yeah, I mean,
There's gonna be more.
HP leads to your survivability. I mean,
Exactly.
even Crit Wither adds to your survivability too, but I mean, not to the extent that
Of
you got to
HP.
remember. You also got Zars out there that I don't care how much Crit Wither you run, they're
They're gonna fucking
guaranteed to
crit you.
crit.
Exactly. They're going to crit you. Like so, the HP. That's where the HP comes into mine. So, I mean, I personally like the Broken Fortress. Like I said, I personally did my Broken Fortress to 50 first myself, but that's tough.
Yeah, because taking the Broken Fortress first gives me what, another 100% HP.
Mm.
And I mean, you got to realize at the high level you're going to be playing, you're going to see more Zars and everything else, because that is high level meta. I mean, you're not going to run a cheap Zar.
No,
there's no such thing
not.
as a cheap Zar.
Unfortunately, there is not. That's one common misconception. A lot of people think you cannot run a cheap Zar. It's 100% confirmed. There's no way around it. Sorry, I apologize.
You can, but you're going to die a lot.
Oh yeah, like a lot. You
Not
have to have
suggested.
it. No, it's definitely not. You have to have it. You have to have the high level tech for the dodge and the high level tech for all the other stuff. Actually, everything you have this. The gear has to be high end. You're not getting away with running a dual arcade version, technically speaking, without some really other good stats with it. So
Now, I was hoping rewards got handed out today because I wanted to see that new com in action. See if we could make it. See, and the thing is with that new com, could it be viable as a tank killer? To the
I don't
extent
know.
I
That's the
think it
thing.
could be, but there's a lot that's got to go into it for it to be a tank killer.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it can be. Like, that's my thing about it. Like, you obviously won't know until we get to play with it, right? But like, I don't think a tank buster is where the direction you would go with that particular commander. I just don't feel like it would be, and that's the fucked up
But
part about it.
now as far as hitting like the high dodge comms and things like that, I think, yeah, I mean he's gonna do better than Puppet in that aspect. But as far as killing tanks, I don't see him having that the power to kill tanks as quick as Puppet does.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Puppet's still viable. Puppet's still a viable fucking tank buster.
Yeah.
I don't.
But you got to realize that's all he is a tank buster. He's not.
Exactly. A lot of these tanks don't run canes. So remember that. So some do, but it's more common to not see it. So it will work.
Better name for him.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I apologize.
So
I said I just wish they came out with a better name for him.
Oh yeah.
But shit, call the guy Hawk.
I don't necessarily. I mean, Newcom. I'm interested to see where it comes from. Honestly, I'm interested to see how it comes out.
I mean, I see the aspect with them. I mean, you can stack freaking accuracy on him all day long, being that he doesn't need a weapon. You're going to get that extra strike on him, and the extra strike, his attack's going to be raised. But I mean, how much of that's going to go into effect of
not his
you
attack.
destroying a tank?
Well, and the skill trigger rate is increased too, which is a nice bonus to that skill.
But it's
damage.
It's
additional
not
damage,
attack,
not attack.
which is
the issue other commanders. Damage,
yeah, but it's an important distinction though.
I agree 100% with you on that one, Green. So it's definitely an important distinction. Like totally different aspects of it.
But you also got the slaughter marks that add into that too. So I mean, it could raise pretty damn quickly.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm not saying this con would not be viable at all. I'm just not. I mean, as far as being tank busting, and I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
once I get him from GB rewards, I'll do a video on him. But like personally, just looking at him, I think if you're specifically looking at infantry, there's already better options that you've probably already got at S class.
Maybe
Well,
not.
I mean, that's kind of what
Well,
I'm thinking
tank
to an
busting, yes.
extent, but
Tank busting, yes, but maybe not so much as other things. There may be some other things you can do with it. I mean, like I said, we won't know anything until she drops. I mean, he drops and we test, right? But I feel like there's potential with this one. It's just where, you know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily feel like it's going to be a tank buster, but it's going to be really good against certain other things. So we'll see.
and then my other thing looking at it is, I mean, looking at him, he might be viable for.
Yeah. Do we have any other gear questions? Because
Yeah, exactly.
we do have a pimp mark we got to do.
I know. I know. Any more gear questions, guys? Any more gear questions?
I mean, don't you have comment section on your thing, Grinch, to where you can see if people on the other side have questions?
This is recorded, not live.
Yeah, yeah, we
all
record
right.
it.
I was just asking.
Yeah, so
Because that would actually probably further you a little bit. That's all. That's why I was just asking.
yeah, we do this recorded because stuff might come out that I have to edit, or somebody might ask a question that they don't want their arc shown off. So that's why we record it instead of live streaming. But I mean, yeah, if you're watching this, you can definitely ask me questions in Discord or on YouTube, and I will personally ask them on your behalf the next time we do this.
Yes.
We do it every Sunday, so.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
I think that would probably go over better then. I mean, that's the only thing I'm bringing up because I mean, yeah, you don't have very many questions in here. Of course, at the level of play that we're playing is not the level of play your viewers are playing, so they might have more questions than what we have answered or
exactly
even thought of. You know.
I agree 100%.
You know what you should do, Grinch? You should set up with a smaller team. And it might be a lot of repetitive questions, but it might be a great beginner segment if you did a gear talk or did an AOW talk with a team that's less
like more
advanced.
on my level.
Or maybe it's a team with a lot of free to play people and they have questions that, they just don't know where to go to get answered or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, technically speaking, I mean, that's what this is for. We're here to offer some of our smaller players here on our server as well that join this actual chat have opportunity to ask questions and everything too. Then there's a lot of those guys that are smaller players are free to play. So, that's what we do this for. And I agree with you 100% on that, Bill. That's what we do this for.
Well, Nevin, I know it's not supposed to be intimidating, but
yeah,
I
know. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, like if you're watching this on YouTube, like I am a smaller player. Like I don't spend money. I am on 780, but I am not a big arc. I still have questions. Like I do study this game, but I go to people like EXE and bigger players in BDB and I ask them questions because I mean I don't know everything. I don't think anybody in EXE first. I don't think they would say, "Oh, I know everything about the game," because that's just incorrect.
Yeah, exactly. There's always an ability to learn in this game, regardless. There's not one.
Not only
there's too much knowledge in this game for one player to know all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
not only that, but the game's forever changing. I mean,
exactly,
in
way
about
too
6
dynamic.
months, you'll have another change in the meta, and things change. So it's forever changing. I mean, new gear comes out, new comms come out, like what we're seeing now, new comm coming out. So,
Exactly.
and that's going to change the rate of the game and the knowledge you have, the new knowledge.
Yeah, I know we'll add with new comms coming out and everything like that. One thing that we want to make sure to understand, like, there's some comms released that are just trash. I will say that 100%. But there are comms that may be released now that may not work in today's meta, but may be meta changing in the future because of certain gears released. You know what I'm saying? So always best to at least, like, if you can snag it, snag it. You know what I mean? Just to see. You know, it's always good to test.
I mean, same thing we were talking about the weapon is, if you can snag it, snag it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a game breaking weapon as of now, but
Exactly.
later on in the meta that's supposed to roll out or coming up, it may wind up being, and you're gonna kick yourself in the butt for not snagging it when you could.
That part.
You know.
Because it could be just like we said earlier with this fucking lovely weapon right here that I'm still mad I never got. Merrick, so
Yeah.
nobody thought it was worth it at the time. It was only released in a few events. Now it's so rare, but it's actually a really good weapon to have, especially on certain infantry builds. So.
Well, Neva, part of the challenge with the Merrick is it was one of the first those red weapons that it came out with. Those were one of the first ones where they kind of jacked up the price on the gear, and I think everyone was.
I agree.
And so it wasn't as popular. People didn't expect it, I think, and so like you said, it didn't sell very well. And now they never offer it.
And then on top of that, it didn't work for the first couple of months that it was out. So
like
the way it
6
was
months.
supposed to. Yeah, it was a long time that it didn't work. So nobody, the opportunities that they did drop it again, people were like, "Oh, that's useless. That doesn't work." That's one thing I hated about that. They need to bring it like Alfred that events with that and everything. With 7P definitely does, because there's still gear pieces that we didn't obtain that we could still have the opportunity to obtain and they still make profitability off of it. You know what I'm saying? Just my personal opinion. But I feel like I hate that those particular weapons and everything like that didn't have that use and nobody bought them because they wasn't working at right. You know what I'm saying?
But let's be real. The reason the Merrick didn't work for the longest time is nobody had it to complain about it. Once people started getting it and seeing that it didn't work, is when the complaints came in that it wasn't working properly, and they were able to go back and fix it.
True.
So, I mean, and that's another reason for going out getting the weapons, because you might be the one to put in a complaint to get it to work properly.
Exactly, which can eventually be potentially meta changing. So.
Hey, Grinch, I smell an opportunity here. I just want to say you should tell 7P that you'll be the official tester of all their new gear, and you'll report any glitches straight back to them.
Yeah, that worked out so well for everybody else.
Exactly. Get part of the beta server. Let me get this, please.
That sounds like an amazing idea to me. I don't care about y'all. I just want the new stuff.
Yeah, we all know how 7P is. That worked out very well for all the guys.
Yeah, exactly. Would be nice though. Would be nice. Because then you get to know true game knowledge and everything.
But yeah, if you're watching this and you're like a low spender or a free to play player, like don't be afraid to ask questions. Like,
no, please don't.
You don't. Unfortunately, you guys don't see everything in the background, but there are very large EXE players that ask questions of other EXE players because they just don't know.
I mean, it goes as simple as sometimes you can't have too many eyes looking at your gear. Put it that way. Because, I mean, there are times where, and I think Neva and War did this once, where War showed Neva the stuff and Neva saw something that War didn't see. So you can't just, say, "Oh, well, I know everything," or "I know what I'm doing."
No.
And, the more eyes that look at it, they can pick out the flaws. Someone might see something you don't see.
Exactly. I mean, 100%. That I agree. Thank you for saying that, because that is definitely something that I like to do. I study this game religiously as well. I read into a lot of things. I'm very active on this game. That's one of the reasons why I'm actually okay, because I actually pay attention to things going on. And I try to learn as much knowledge as possible. And I'm not afraid to ask a question in a heartbeat. I ask questions all the time. always ask the questions if you can. That way we we don't mind answering them at all. Well, maybe some of us do. So if there's no more questions, I guess we can go ahead and conclude the gear talk today.
Now you do pimp your art.
Yeah. So is that it? No more questions? Are we done? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining Gear Talk with us today and everything. Thank you, Grinch, for always being the awesome, host for us and everything like that. We definitely appreciate it, sir. If you're with us, if you're watching this video, go like and subscribe to Grinch's channel. He's doing a lot of good stuff for AOW players right now, so he's got a lot of good videos on there. Go check them out. Other than that, thank y'all for joining. Y'all have a good day.
All right, we're out.
Good shit.